There's absolutely no point in worrying about tomorrow. It only robs you of today's joy. Okay, there's a scripture in the Bible that says, sufficient for the day is the trouble thereof. Okay, just worry about today. God's already in tomorrow, don't worry about it. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Keisha and this is KeshLives. Guys, on this channel, what do I talk about? I talk about all things faith, lifestyle, vlogging, family, travel. I just like to share my journey with all of you. For today's video, I have something special for you. I want to do a video called like 20 things I learned in my 20s. Okay, so I saw an influencer do this I think sometime last year, and I was like, I want to do that when I turn 30, but I didn't get the chance to do it. There was just too much going on at that time, so I didn't do it. But I said, okay, now that I'm actually in my 30s, right? I'm 31. I just turned 31 a few weeks ago. Now I feel like it's a nice time to do it. Now that I have peace of mind, I can kind of reflect on my 20s. I can see where I went wrong and all that. So this is why I bring you this video today. Now, before I get into it, as always, if you have not subscribed, I don't know why. Maybe you're new to the channel, so I'll give you a chance. But anyways, just make sure you subscribe, make sure you leave me a comment, like this video, share it with someone, and let's get into it. So to make this video a bit more interesting, what I'm gonna do today is I'm actually gonna do my makeup at the same time, okay? So my face right now, I don't have anything other than a little lotion that I put on my face when I wash it in the morning, okay? So I just wash my face, put some lotion, and that's all I have right now. So as I'm going through the 20 things, I'm gonna be doing my makeup at the same time. So I'll see if I can maybe add the products in the description. For those who are interested, you never know. I usually do like an updated makeup routine at the beginning of the year. I didn't do one in 2024. I did one in 2022. I did one in 2023, but not this year. So anyway, I'm gonna link it on top, the playlist. It's my hair and makeup playlist. You can go check it out if you're interested. But I also mention the products as I'm going. So I'm gonna start with my primer. It's Tatcha, the Liquid Silk Canvas, okay? You can see this well. Let's see if it focuses. Yeah, there you go. Okay. Let's start with that. You know, for a primer, you just need this little bit. Okay, just a little tiny bit. I'm just gonna let them spread it around. So I have a mirror here, so if you see me looking here, it's just because my mirror is in front of me. Number one, I think this one's very obvious if you know me by now. If you don't know me, well, you're gonna find out. I'm just kidding. If you don't know, you're gonna find out now. But number one, I put God first. This is really something that in my 20s I learned. Why did I learn it in my 20s specifically? Because when I turned 21, that's when I decided to give my life to Christ. Okay, I was just a baby, young girl, hot girl, you know, running these streets. No, I'm kidding. I was a young girl, you know, I was a young lady. I won't say a young girl, 21, I'm an adult, but I was a young lady. And why did I decide to give my life to Christ? This is a good video for another day. I'm actually gonna do a sit down video to like detail my testimony, but just to give you a bit of a preview, I think I got to a point in my life where I was like, there's so much going on around me, and I need to feel grounded in something. I just feel like there's something that's not making sense. There's something missing, you know? So my mom had started going to church the year before I started going to church. Sorry, so growing up, we used to go to church as kids. So when I say we, it's because I have two sisters. We used to go to church as kids with my aunt especially. So shout out to my auntie Gifty. Yeah, we used to go to church, but like after a while, you know, when you get to teen years and all that, then we moved from where we grew up. So all that, we didn't really continue, right? So this is the year 2013. I would have been 20 at that time. My mom started going back to church more seriously. So then, you know, I was like, okay, whatever. At first, I didn't really care for it. But then 2014 came, and I remember my church, All Nations Full Gospel Church, we were hosting in Montreal, we were hosting what we call our Eastern District Convention. So it was an event where all the churches in our organization that are in the eastern part of Canada, they would gather in one specific location for a series of like those prayers. There were like preachings by our senior pastor, like different events, but it's like it was a convention that lasted over a few days. So I started attending a few here and there, and I was like, oh, it's cool, you know. That wasn't my first time actually. I think I had gone one time before that, I believe. But that's when I started liking the church. Then the end of the year 2014, I came to the 31st night, the watch night service, and I liked it. I was like, okay. Then in January 2015, we went to what we call a believers retreat. Okay, so it's a retreat where we try to encourage people to go when they first join the church, because you get to know more about how our church functions, and it's a time of deliverance. It's a time to learn how to do your devotionals. So all these things I'm saying, maybe it's not that familiar for someone who's not a Christian. I will record a more detailed video about it eventually, because I think it's very important. So I have a few videos about my walk with Christ, but I don't have anything that specific about my personal testimony. That's gonna come sometime next year, so look out for it in 2025. So yeah, that's basically how I started going to church, and that's why I say put God first, because for me, it made me realize that there's a saying in my mother tongue which says "Bomobem no komi," which is like man is nothing You know, man is nothing. We are nothing, right? Without God, we're nothing. Without God, without feeling that sense of being grounded in something bigger than you. And you know, God is so good. God is so wonderful. And when you learn to distinguish His voice, you learn how to discern how He speaks to you. It's very sweet. It's a sweet relationship, and it's, you know, it's been almost it's been 10 years actually. Well, let's say, yeah, we're 2024. So when I started going to church, yeah, so 10 years. It's been 10 years. That's crazy. I consider that I gave my life to Christ more in 2015. So I would say next year will be 10 years. But anyway, that's a story for another day. Okay, that's point number one. I just want to say, you know, I encourage you really to put God to the test. You know, try God and see how sweet He is. Like, He's such a loving Father. Anyways, I don't want to get into it too much because I don't want to get emotional. Okay, I don't want to get emotional, but it's just, yeah, it's wonderful. I could say so much about that first point. Okay, but I'm gonna try to keep it rolling. Before I get to point number two, I want to show you my foundation. Okay, so I use this very cheap foundation, and I'll tell you why. Okay, this is it. So it's CoverGirl True Blend Matte Made Foundation Comfort Matte Transfer Resistant. Okay, I got this from like Shoppers. Well, what you Anglophones call Shoppers. Here we call it Pharmaprix. But they have it at Walmart too, actually. Yeah, they have it at Walmart too. Maybe this one I got it at Walmart, I'm not sure. I like it because I've tried different foundations, and this is the only one that I find that's closest to my skin tone so far. It's not expensive at all. It's 30 ml, and I think it's like $13. Canadian dollars, obviously. So yeah, it's not bad at all. So I really like it. That's what I use for my foundation. So after I go in with my primer, I'm gonna go in with a little bit of foundation. I don't put too much because my skin is pretty even, I would say. Very even. I'm very lucky to have very even skin, but it's just to smooth out some imperfections, right? You see, like I don't know if you can see it. I have blackheads. I have like some scarring on the side of my face from ingrown hairs. So that's why I like foundation. Now I'm gonna talk to you about this, my friends. I got this on Amazon. It's like a brush cover, okay, so our brush protector, I don't know what to call it. So I have all my makeup brushes in there, okay. So you can put them there for like, let's say if you don't wash your brushes all the time, you can put them there, and it's really it really comes in handy, especially if you're traveling. So you can just take this like this with all your brushes in there. Previously I used to leave them out, and then I realized that sometimes they accumulate dust. Like, I think one time I got like pimples on my face and stuff. I was like, I'm not doing that anymore, girl. So all my brushes are here, but I also have this, guys, I saw this in a video, and it's from Real Techniques, and I really like Real Techniques. Okay, let me show it to you properly. So it's a Miracle 2-in-1 powder puff. One side for powder, one side for liquid. Okay, so side one, the pink side is for powder. This side, it's kind of fluffy. I don't know if you can tell. Okay, it's a bit fluffy there. And then this one is to blend, and then this side is to blend liquids. I don't know if I want to try it now, actually, because I've never used it before. I don't want to look crazy on YouTube. I just want to show you guys. I'll try it another time, and I'll give you back my review. For now, I'm going to use my trusty brushes that I know work properly. This is my brush that I use. Okay, this is a brush, Pro Foundation brush from Sephora. I love it. So let's move on to point number two. Never give up. I know someone's going to say, oh, Kesha, that goes without saying, right? Obviously, never give up. Keep pushing no matter what happens in life. But some people... well, like, I don't want to say some people, just sometimes, you know, circumstances of life, you feel like giving up. You feel like, you know, this is as far as I can go. I can't take it anymore. I can't do anything right. I'm such a failure. And I've been there. I've been there, guys, okay? Even if you can't walk, just crawl, okay? So what I mean by that, obviously not literally, but I mean it figuratively, right? So even if the things that you know that you need to do, you're not able to do it, but you're able to do a minimum, do it. Keep on going. Just do it. And pray about it, obviously. Seek help if you need it. Get the resources that you need, you know. Ask for help from people that you trust. But just don't give up. Because when you give up, it's really hard to start again, you know. So just keep on going, right? We all get to a point in life where we feel like, oh my God, I'm so tired. Like, I'm so tired. I've been doing this for years. Nothing is changing. But just keep on going, okay? So guys, I just want to say something about this brush. It's wonderful. It's wonderful. You see how it's blending perfectly with my skin? You see where there's, you see this, and you see this, my friends. Guys, I don't have to say more. Number three, take the time to get to know yourself, okay? This is something that's really, I learned in my 20s, okay? Because, I guess, you know, when you're a teen, obviously, you're getting to know yourself, yes, but you don't have as much confidence. Okay, some teens do. But for most people, I think you don't have that much confidence to be your authentic self, right? But in your 20s, you know, sometimes you're starting to work full-time. You finish school, for most people. So for me, like, I finished university when I was 22. By the time my graduation came around, I was 23 because I graduated in the fall and my birthday's in the summer. Too much foundation, my friends, but we're gonna fix it. I've been working full-time since I was 23 and I'm 31 now, okay? So I've been working full-time for quite some time. So, you know, when you work full-time too, you get to know yourself, you get to know what you like, because you get to meet people from different walks of life. Yeah, you get to interact with different people. So that's it. I feel like your 20s are really some time that you get to really know yourself. Even if, let's say, you're not working full-time, but you're in school, at that age you're pretty independent, right? So you get to know what you like, you know what you don't like, right? So when I say get to know yourself, it's like get to see the hobbies that you like, right? Get to see the things that you like, the type of relationships you want to entertain, whether it be romantic, whether it be friendship, whether it be professional. All those things are things that you can get to do in your 20s, and it's really, really nice, right? The earlier you get to know yourself, obviously the easier it is for you later in life. It's easier for you to learn what you want to tolerate. It's easier for you to see what you want to work on. It's easier for you to recognize your strengths. You know, all those things are things that I feel like, yeah, it's very, very important, my friends. Okay, I'm liking how this looks. You can't really tell. I feel like the camera doesn't do it justice. My eyebrows are not great, and I didn't really fix my hair. I just combed my hair, but I'm going to show you how I do my hair when I'm letting my setting spray sit. Okay. That's how I usually do it, so I don't feel like I'm wasting time. So number 4 kind of goes with number 3. I wrote, discover your core values and why they mean so much to you. Okay, that's number 4. So it's obviously part of getting to know yourself. I'm just going a little bit more in depth. Why do I think this is very important in your 20s? Because you really need to know what's important to you. Let's say when I say a core value, I want to say, let's say, education is very important to me. Okay, so I know that I believe in education, I believe in higher education, I want to be with someone who's been to university, things that are very important to you. Or let's say for you, something that's very, very important is family. Your family is important to you, like you can drop everything for your family. You need to know that about yourself, because it can be an issue in friendships, it can be an issue in relationships if you don't know that about yourself and the other people don't understand you, right? So very important to know that. I'm going to show you the makeup wipes that I use. The brand is Pond's. Okay, I get them from Walmart. This one's aloe vera and vitamin D3. Does the trick. So yeah, that's just what I'm using. I just want to show you. Since I'm showing you everything, might as well show you that too. So before I move on to the next step, I want to show you the setting spray that I use. I have 2 actually. I have this NYX setting spray. When I first started doing my own makeup, this was the first one that I ever bought, because one, is not that expensive, and it does the trick for me, because I usually don't wear makeup for a long period of time. So it works very well. It's Radiant Finish long-lasting setting spray. Not expensive at all. I think this is 50 ml. I think it's like maybe $10 maybe. But then I got this one. This is the one that the girlies be talking about. Charlotte Tilbury. This is the Airbrush Flawless Airbrush. This is the Airbrush Flawless setting spray, right? And this is really ideal for people who wear makeup for a long period of time. Let's say you're going to be out the whole day. This, my friends, will keep you the whole day, okay? It says here that it primes and set for up to 16 hours. No melting, no fading, no creasing. So I'm going to use that right now, even though I'm not going to be wearing my makeup for that long. I'm going to go out after this, but I'm not going to be wearing it for that long. But whatever, since I have it. And it's more expensive, okay? This one is 100 ml, and I think it's about $60. Something like that. But I like how it feels. You're going to see when I put my face how it goes. Okay, look. Like, it's very misty. It smells nice too. And the reason why I'm doing this is because I crease a lot, especially under my eyes. I like to put setting spray as I go, like more than once. Okay, so that's me. Number 5, I put discover your love language. Okay, so you can see I'm still on the theme of getting to know yourself, but I'm just putting some specific things. This one, I would say, why is it important? I kind of mentioned this in a previous video. Lessons for 2022 was one of my first videos when I first started my YouTube channel 2 years ago, or almost 3 years now. And the reason why that's important for me is because I realized that if you don't know how you want to be loved, you can easily get frustrated, whether it be family, whether it be romantic, whether it be friends, whether it be co-workers, you know, and you're just in your interactions with people, because you're going to feel like the person doesn't know how to appreciate me. Meanwhile, it's because maybe you don't necessarily know that this is how you like to be loved, right? So when I talk about love languages, there's a book by Gary Chapman, which is called The 5 Love Languages. It was actually my pastor, shout out Pastor Daniel, Reverend Daniel. He told me about it a few years ago, and I bought the book, and there's also a quiz that you can do online. And it's basically 5 main love languages, right? So we have physical touch, we have quality time, we have words of affirmation, what am I forgetting? We have gifts and acts of service. So depending on how you answer the questions, it will determine which one is your main love language, then 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, obviously. For me, I think the 3 that I got that were very close, that were tied, were quality time, physical touch, and what was the 3rd one? Words of affirmation. But I think, for me, honestly, I think it's really physical touch. Like, I've always been very touchy-feely. I like to be, like, especially like with my family, like I like to sit next to people, I like hugs, you know, things like that. So that's just me. but it depends on everyone. But I also really like quality time. Like I like sometimes just being next to people that I love, like not that necessarily touching, but just knowing that the person is there, we're spending time together, you know. So yeah, it's good to know because it helps you, like I said, to navigate your relationships, to know what you like, to know how you like to feel loved, and how you express love to others as well, right? So it's very, very important in your journey to self-development or self-growth. Okay, now before I go to the next one, I want to show you my concealer. This is Too Faced Born This Way multi-use sculpting concealer, super coverage. Okay, I'm gonna show it to you. Okay, and the color I'm using is Toffee. I forgot my foundation. What's the color? Where did I put it? My foundation, I think I showed it, is D70. So like I said before, I crease a lot under my eyes, and also I have like one big bag under my eyes on each side. So like when I do my, I'm not, okay, first of all, I should have said this at the beginning, I'm not an expert, guys. I'm really not that great at doing my makeup, but like I can manage. So yeah, and then I'm gonna go in with my concealer brush. So this one, yeah. So this one is my Pro Concealer. It's also Sephora. Okay, this is what it looks like. And I just go in, dab. And then I'm gonna set it before I continue because, like I said, I be creasing like crazy under my eyes. I'm gonna set it with some setting powder, and then I'm probably gonna put some setting spray again before I continue. Okay, next one, which is this. Oh yes, I like this one. Okay, so next one I wrote is to establish a routine that works for you and stick to it. Why am I saying this? Is because, you know, as you get older, life gets busy. Whatever, you don't really have time to do things like you did when you weren't working, when you weren't in school, when you were just in school, let's say, or, you know, like especially when you start working full time, or for people like who get married, people have children. I'm not married, I don't have children yet. But you know, as life starts life, when you have a routine, it makes things easier. So yeah, especially like, so if you're able to develop a routine like in your 20s, or like as soon as you know, you get to that stage where let's say maybe you're done school but you're not necessarily working full time, so you have a bit of more free time. If you can develop a routine, you know, that's great, my friends. It's gonna be wonderful for you. You know, so when you get obviously, like, keep in mind you can't always stick to your routine. You know, when kids come into the picture, they mess up your routine, or even sometimes when you have a partner, you have to make time for the person and all that. There are some things that having a routine will make your life a lot easier. I'm talking to my friend Grace. She's probably gonna watch this video. She's gonna be laughing. We're just talking about language and all that. So anyways, she just sent me something that made me smile. What was I saying? Yeah, exactly. So getting yourself into a routine. So let's say for me, I like waking up early, okay? It makes my life a lot easier, and I feel like I'm more productive with my day. So I sleep relatively early, but I tend to wake up in the middle of the night because sometimes, well, I say I wake up, God wakes me up in the middle of the night to pray, okay? God wakes me up in the middle of the night to pray, and sometimes I don't listen. But usually when I do, I pray for like, let's say around from 2 to like 4, because I follow this pastor that they pray around that time. So I tend to pray around that time. So that's a bit of my routine. So because of that, I sleep early, then I wake up at that time when I do wake up, and then I still wake up early. I like to be out of bed like by 6. I think for me that's ideal. I work from home 2 days a week, and then 3 days a week I have to go to office. So that can also, you know, play a role in my routine. But you know, you get the point. So you know, if you have a time that you wake up, you have a time that you go to bed, you have a time that, let's say, you read the Bible, you have a time that you go for a walk, you have a time that you spend with your family, you have some time that you just don't do anything, right? Some time to decompress, some time to reflect on your day. I don't know, let's say every Saturday you go play golf. I don't know, you know, just something. I'm just saying something random. I don't know why golf, because I don't play golf. You know, your girl don't play golf. The point is to establish a routine that you can stick to, right? And that works for you, so that you're able to get things done in an orderly manner, right? In an orderly fashion. And it just makes you more efficient. Because if you know that I have to do this at this time, well, you know, you're not gonna engage in other activities because you want to make sure that you're able to do what you need to do. Also, we obviously can't be too rigid with our routines because, like I said before, you know, things happen, and you have to be able to be some I don't want to say lenient, but you have to be able to adjust. There you go. You know, you can't just think that, oh, I have my routine, so I can deviate from it at all either. So that's what I wanted to say about that point. The next thing that I learned in my 20s, and I'm gonna set my under eye first. Listen, guys, this is, I'm sorry to say this, okay? I think there's crack in this, guys. There must be some crack in it or something. I don't know what it is. Anyways, this is a setting powder that I use. It's Laura Mercier, and it's the, what do you call it? Translucent Loose Setting Powder. And this is the color Medium Deep. It's kind of pricey, okay? Is this the bigger side, or this is the baby size, eh? 0.33 ounces. I think this is the smaller size. I think the smaller size is maybe about $30, and I think the bigger one is about 50 or 60, no, more like 60. So I think this is small size I bought. It was my girl Ashley. Shout out to my girl Ashley. You guys always know I'm always talking about my girl Ashley. She recommended this to me for setting my under eyes or for the face too as well. They had a lighter color, which I should have bought that one for my under eye, because this one is more like for the rest of my face. I usually only use it for under my eye because that's where I really crease. But anyway, so I bought this color, but it's fine. It does a trick. So I saw someone on YouTube saying that when you're using setting powder or translucent powder, whatever you want to call it, you should put it on your hand first, like something like this, and dab it, you know, and spread it out so that it evens out. Okay, before you apply it to your face, so that it doesn't, like, you know, so you don't have patches. So I'm gonna do that. Right now I'm just going in. When I'm gonna be done, you're gonna see it's gonna look a little crazy, but it's just to set everything in place, and then I'm gonna show you what I'm gonna do. So let's just move on to the next point. So the next one that I wrote is to challenge yourself. Okay, so you know, everything, you can see that most of the things I'm saying are about self-development, about yourself. It's not that I want to say that everything is about you when you're in your 20s, but it's just that, like I said, it's a good period where you get to know yourself well. See how it's evening out my skin? Can you see it well? I hope you can see it well. Okay, so you see the skin is looking more even. Even though my skin, like I said, my skin is pretty even, naturally speaking. But this is just nice. And then after that, I'm gonna put more setting spray because I want it to stay where it is. Anyways, what was I saying? Yes, challenge yourself. Oh my gosh, let's let this dry. I'm gonna do my hair actually. Come back to challenge yourself. So I'm gonna show you how I do my hair. See, my hair is very short. This is 1 month growth. I'm gonna insert a little video on the side here so you can see what it looked like when I had just cut my hair. Okay, I'm gonna move to the side so yeah, you can see it well. I cut my hair on August 3rd. Today's September 14th. So this is about a month and a half almost of hair growth. Okay, you can see that it was very short when I cut it. I wet it a little bit. I put some shea butter. I just have some shea butter that I mix myself with oils. That's what I use in my hair usually. My hair is very special. If you want, you can go check out my hair videos. But yeah, my hair is very special, so I don't use just whatever in my hair. So all I have right now is just shea butter. And yeah, what I do with my hair is, this time I combed it with an afro comb before. Sometimes I don't. All I do is do my little line here. And I always do it on the same side, because that's just how I roll. It's not very straight, but anyway, you get the point. Okay, so you can see it there. Okay, I just do a little line like that. Then I have my trusty brush, just a little brush that I've had for a few years, and I just brush my hair. And that's it. That's literally all I do with my hair, guys. Very, very simple. That's just all I do with my hair. My hair's done right now. I don't have time. But when it's gonna get longer, I'm gonna start like gelling it. Okay. So for those of you who know me, you know what I mean. I used to gel it when it gets curly, and then like, you see the little coils. It's so cute. Anyways. So yeah, challenge yourself, you know, try new things. That's the next point. Try new things. You know, it's okay. It's okay to try something different. And this is coming from someone who's such a comfort zone person. So I know why I'm saying this, guys. Challenge yourself, you know. Let's say you wanted to learn something new. Let's say, I don't know, you want to get a certificate in something, or you want to learn a new instrument, you want to learn a new skill, you know, try something new. Challenge yourself, you know. Challenging yourself will allow you to grow and allow you to see the areas in which you need character development, right? So what are the things that I need to work on? What are the things that I need to change? How can I be a better person? How is it going to help me in the workforce, you know? How is it going to help me in my future relationships? Platonic, friendship, romantic, whatever it is, you know, work relationships. It's always good. A challenge should always be welcome. It's hard, but it should always be welcome, in my opinion. Okay. I'm going to go through the next ones a bit quicker because I feel like I'm taking too long. So next one I have is find an outlet for your feelings, your emotions, your thoughts. I just started therapy, my friends. I just started therapy last week. I had my second session this week. It's wonderful, guys. It's really nice, and it's nice to have someone who's just there to listen to you. It doesn't have to be therapy. We know that obviously you have to pay, so not everyone can afford it. Not everyone's insurance covers it. Some people don't have insurance. So you can find different things that can help you, you know. So some people can be sports. Others, you have family members you can talk to. You have friends you can talk to. You have your pastors you can talk to. You can have your women's leader, your men's leader, your youth leader, your young adults leader. At your church, someone, you know, someone that you trust, that can pour into you, and that you can really feel safe with. That's the word. You feel safe with the person. So that's very important, okay? Very important. That's something else I learned in my 20s. Don't keep things bottled up, Keisha, because that's something that I still do to this day. I'm having a hard time with. I'm having a very hard time letting go of that bad habit. So yeah, that's that. Next I wrote, okay, take care of your body. This is so important, guys. You know, in this day and age, guys, okay, I approach this from different points of view. So first of all, as a Christian, I believe that everything that I have is God that gave it to me. Yes, he gives me the skills and he equips me to do certain things, but at the basis of it, at la base, we say in French, I don't know, is it at the basis in English? Yeah, the basis of it, it's really God that has given me everything that I have need of. But he also entrusts me with all that he has given me for me to cultivate it, for me to work on it, for me to allow it to grow, to learn, to get it to grow, you know. So when I say take care of your body, I think that, well, not I think, the Bible is very clear in saying that our body is a temple of God, right? So it's important. I'm saying this by myself, I have to do a better job, like, you know, keep yourself, like, maintain yourself, you know. I think it's important to eat healthy. It's good to work out if you can. For me, I'm not like a gym girl, but I used to go for walks. I kind of got lazy with it, or sometimes we used to do home workouts with the family, which was really fun. But I kind of lost the habit because I've gotten so busy with other things. But yeah, it's really important. I still think it's important, and I want to work on that, you know, in the next months. I think it's just, you know, it's a good thing to do to keep yourself, to maintain your body, to maintain your mind, maintain, you know. And when I say take care of yourself, it's like I said, I'm pushing from a Christian perspective, but also even people that don't necessarily believe in God, they believe in that too, right? It's important. It makes you feel better about yourself. It helps you go in confidence. It helps you approach things more boldly. You know, when you feel good about how you look, it makes your outlook on life generally more positive, if that makes sense, you know. That's why I decided to add that in there. It's, you know, I think it's a good thing to be able to do, you know, my friends. Yeah. Before I move on to the next one, I want to show you I'm going to talk about my blush. Listen, guys, if I don't wear, oh no, I'm not going to blush first, sorry. Before I move on to the blush, I want to do my contour. So this is Fenty Beauty, okay, and it's in the color, it's a matchstick actually, they call it espresso. Okay, so how you do my contour, I'm not that great at it, so I just go like this, like this. And you're gonna see that right now my makeup is not really even, so I'm gonna blend it out afterwards with my foundation brush. But I just want to show you what I'm doing here. Okay, so the point of contour, you guys know, okay, for the real makeup girlies, you know, it's like to bring out your cheekbones or to like kind of like highlight your face. I'm not that great at it, but I kind of see the effect a little bit. So I'm just gonna do it like that. This brush that I'm using is a real, woo! That could have been a disaster. Thank God I'm wearing black. Yeah, it's just to bring out your cheekbones and all that. So you won't really see it because I don't do it that well, and I think I don't put enough. But anyway, you see kind of a point when I smile. When I smile, you kind of see it there, like it just kind of lifts that area of the face. So that's my contour. Next, my friends, we're going in with my favorite thing about makeup, which is blush. So I have two right here. This is one Fenty Beauty powder blush in the color Summertime Wine, Cheeks Out, Summertime Wine. Okay, I'm not gonna use that, but I just wanted to show it to you because that's the first blush I ever had and I still have it. But I use this, my friends, Rare Beauty by Selena Gomez. Listen, that girl, let me tell you something about my girl Selena Gomez. This right here, I love liquid blush because you just put a little bit and it goes a long way. And this is in the color Grateful Blush. So cute. I like the name too. So how I'm gonna use it, I'm just gonna put this, though you can't go crazy with this because you'll be looking crazy. Just put a little bit here, a little bit here. And before I blend that out, I just want to fix because you probably can't tell in the camera, but I can see in my mirror here that my foundation is not looking like it's supposed to. So this should be more blended. And I also, sometimes I make the mistake of not going all the way in my hair. So then you see kind of the line of the foundation. I hate that. Kind of have to go in my hair so that there's not that demarcation. Anyways, I wash my hair every day, so who cares? Okay, let's keep going. So next one that I have here, I'm gonna show you what I'm using. Before I move to the next point, I'm gonna show you what I use for blush. This is my blush brush. They call it a buffing brush. It's also Real Techniques. I love it. Love it, love it, love it. So just go in a little bit like this. Then sometimes when I do this, I realize I feel like I didn't put enough blush, so then I go back in with blush. But let me just do it for now. And then you see how it looks. Okay. So you see, you don't need a lot. You don't need a lot at all. Just a little bit goes a long way. That's it, my friends. Nothing crazy. Nothing crazy. Nothing crazy. See? I'll come closer so you can see. You see what I mean. I could put a bit more, but I think I'll stop here. So next point, perfect a skill that will carry you through the years. Perfect a skill that will carry you through the years, guys. So why do I say that, right? It's still part of getting to know yourself. I think it's good to have something that you can say that, oh, over the years I've gotten good at this. Like, this is something that I can do easily. It's almost natural. It's almost like second nature. For me, one thing that I would say I have gotten to perfect in my 20s is translation interpretation, right? That was the first ministry I joined when I joined my church. So that was in 2015. What I mean is, when the pastor's translating, I'll translate aside him. Or like, let's say when we have special events, if the guest minister is translating, I'll be sitting at the back translating. Or also when I'll be interpreting or translating documents too. Sometimes my pastor will ask me, oh, can you translate this, that? You know, so it's something that over the years I've gotten good at. And it helps me a lot because I actually do that at work as well. So with my different positions, I've had to translate documents, or like translate procedures, translate scripts. And it's really helped me because I got in that experience from church. So that's something that, like, when people know, they know, like, oh yeah, Kesha, she does translation, you know. So it's just something that I don't want to say I'm proud of. I'm glad that God gave me that skill. So it's very nice, you know, and it helps me maintain my language. Because, so for those who don't know, and so I grew up, both my parents are Ghanaian, so I grew up in an Anglophone household. But given that I grew up in Montreal, we went to school in French. When I say we, my sisters and I went to primary school and high school in French, and then I went to college and university in English. So by the time I got to college, obviously now it was more English, and we're speaking English and more at home. So it's kind of like I felt like I was losing my French, but the translation has helped me over the years. It's helped me to keep the French, right? So that's been wonderful, my friends. And my battery's about to die, so let me switch my battery and I'll be right back. Okay guys, we're gonna make this quick because I just noticed that this one too, the battery is very low. I don't know what's going on, but we're gonna make this quick. So the next points that I have, get to know your family and your closest friends. Okay, so I know some people are gonna say this goes without saying, but you know, you don't want to get to a point in your life where you feel like you don't have anyone that knows you very well, or that you know very well. As we get older, life gets harder. You need more support, so you need to have that circle of friends. You need to have those trusted people that can support you in time of need, right? You can go through different things in life. Physical health crisis, it can be a mental health crisis. You can go through different things where you feel like, oh my goodness, I'm so happy that I have someone there to support me, right? And you don't want to get to a point where you kind of neglect the people closest to you, or you don't want to get to a point where you feel like you've grown apart because you don't really know each other anymore. So use these years to, you know, cultivate those relationships, get to really know the people that are closest to you, right? So that you can be a support to them and they can also be a support to you. Okay, the next ones are going to be more about like your relationship with other people. When people show you who they are, believe them. You know where I'm going with this, guys. When it comes to romantic relationships, when a man shows you who he is, believe him. You're a man. When a woman shows you who she is, believe her. When they tell you they don't want to be in a relationship, believe them. When they tell you, I don't think this is going to work out, and you stay around, who are you doing a disservice to? To yourself, my friend. Okay? I'm not going to develop too much on it. As you can see, this is something I'm a bit passionate about because of my own personal experience. Okay? When people show you who they are, believe them. When people show you who they are, believe them. Don't count on their words. Don't count on whatever people have said about them. If they show you that they're not consistent, if they show you that they don't value who you are, if they show you that they don't care about having you in their lives. Okay guys, we're back in business. We're back in business. You know what? The devil is a liar. This has nothing to do with the devil. This is nothing spiritual. I just didn't charge my batteries, okay? I charged one and it died. I used it until exhaustion and I didn't charge the second one. So this is nothing to do with the devil. This is me not being smart, okay? So let's try not to over spiritualize things, my friends. Anyways, so the last point I was saying is that yes, when people show you who they are, please believe them, okay? You don't share the same beliefs. You don't share the same values. You don't have, I don't want to say same opinions, because you don't have to have the same opinion as someone to be friends with them or to have a relationship with them. But the fundamental things, you don't share them. The basics are not there. Listen, do you hear me tapping on my table? I'm getting frustrated. Why am I getting frustrated? I'm frustrated with myself. This has nothing to do with anyone else but myself, okay? Don't expect too much from people. This leads me into the next point. Don't expect too much from people, okay? Let's calm down a little bit. Everyone's human. Everyone has their flaws. Oh gosh, is my camera crooked? Please, I'll ask you to forgive me if the camera setting has changed a bit, because when I move things around, I don't like inconsistency. Okay, I really hate that. But like anyways, when I took out the camera, the battery, I might have moved my little stand a little bit by mistake. So anyways, forgive me. What was I saying? Yeah, don't expect too much from people. You know, like people, these are 2 points that I put. One, don't expect too much from people, but also give people grace, right? People are going through things. the stomach is starting to growl. The stomach is starting to growl. I have to wrap it up, wrap it up, wrap it up, wrap it up. Okay. You know, people are going through things. This was something I used to struggle with a lot because I used to be like, well, if I can do it, why can't this person do this? But the person doesn't have the same grace that God has given you. The person doesn't have the same family support that God has given you. This is to me, Keisha, okay? The person doesn't have the same opportunities as you. The person doesn't come from the same financial background as you. Maybe the person doesn't have peace at home like you do. You know, so people are going through things. It's not about you. It has nothing to do with you. This has to do with the person and themselves. They're going through something. Okay? They are going through something. There are people who have smiles on their face. They're crying themselves to sleep. You know what I mean? So people are going through things. Anyways, where am I with my makeup? Sorry, I'm just like super itchy. It's looking decent. You see, the setting spray is setting. Okay, so it's not creasing right now. I just hope it's gonna last. This is pretty much almost done right now. So the last few things that I have, it's only 2 more steps. This is an everyday makeup look, okay? So I just have mascara left. Okay, the battery is about to die again. I don't know what's wrong with this camera. Anyways, and my lip gloss. Okay, the lip gloss, I have 2 different ones. I have a Fenty Beauty Gloss Bomb that I love. I had the clear one, but I finished it. I have to buy a new one. And I also have one from Rare Beauty. So still my girl Selena Gomez. Okay, this one is, I don't know what it's called, but the color is Delight. Oh, it's a tinted lip oil. Okay, so it's a lip oil, so it doesn't really do much. This one, I like it for the shimmeriness, the shine. This one is called Sweet Mouth. Okay, Fenty Beauty Gloss Bomb Universal Lip Luminizer. The color is Sweet Mouth. It's a little bit pink and a little bit shimmery. The mascara is a Maybelline New York. Okay, yeah. Lash Sensational Luscious. I don't really like it, but I just want to finish it before I buy a new one. Okay, that's one thing about me. I don't like things going to waste, so I just want to finish them before I buy new ones. Then, okay, next point. While I'm doing my mascara, I said invest in others. You know, pour into others. You can be a mentor to someone. Do you know how many people are secretly watching you and admiring you? Invest into others. So yeah, me, I'm very passionate about youth. So I work with the youth in my church. I love that. I like to pour into young people. I want to see them blossom. I want to see them grow. I don't want them to make the same mistakes I did. I'm just cleaning this off because there's so much mascara that comes out. And my lashes are naturally long, but I just do it because sometimes 2 things. Sometimes when I put powder, it goes on my lashes so they're not black anymore. And also just to, you know, kind of complete the look, right? So that's why I tend to do mascara, but I don't really need it. Especially this one's not great, but my sister says there's one that's really good from MAC. I'm gonna get it when I finish this one. When I finish this one, I'm gonna get that one. Okay, so yeah, pour into others, right? Invest in others. Okay. Next thing I said is stop going out of your way for everyone and their mama. That's exactly what I wrote in my notes. Meaning that yes, you have to pour into others, you can help others, but don't be doing too much. You know, sometimes some of us, we get caught in this, I want to help everyone, I want to help everyone. And it's to our detriment, right? It doesn't help you. It doesn't help you. Because one, I don't want to say it's tit for tat. Okay, it's not tit for tat in the sense that it's not because the person wouldn't do it for you, but just in the sense that you don't need to do all that. That's all it is. You don't need to do all that. You don't need to buy people's love. There's no one on earth that has the power to make you worthy. Do you understand what I'm saying? Okay, only God has that power. So don't think that you have to prove something to someone. You don't. The only thing I always say that we owe people is love and respect. That's all. You don't owe anyone anything else. You don't have to go out of your way for every single person. Okay, it doesn't make you a better person. It doesn't make you better than anyone else. It doesn't make you more valuable than someone else. Okay. Let me just focus for my bottom lashes, because if I don't focus, it's gonna look crazy. So you want to see the difference? This is one eye that's done and this is not done. You see, it's not, I guess maybe because I don't put that much, but I feel like it doesn't make a big difference. Then I said, ooh, this one is one that I learned, my friends, and I learned it the hard way. The battery is about to die. I'm about to There's absolutely no point in worrying about tomorrow. It only robs you of today's joy. Okay, there's a scripture in the Bible that says, sufficient for the day is the trouble thereof. Okay, just worry about today. God's already in tomorrow. Don't worry about it. That's all I'm going to say. Sufficient for the day is the trouble thereof. I think that's the King James Version. But that's the one I always remember. Okay, stop worrying about tomorrow. It's not going to change anything. It's not going to change anything. Tomorrow's going to come anyway. So we'll deal with it tomorrow. Don't procrastinate. But don't sit and worry. Don't drown in worry. Okay. A few last points. Okay. It's okay to dream big. Okay. It's okay to dream big. God can do it. God can do it. God can do it. It's okay to rest. Get some rest. There's nothing that can be achieved while you dream. Get some rest. Last, this is number 20. Have fun. Guys, we're gonna get through this. We're gonna get through it. So once again, sorry, the setup changed a bit, you know. we're working with it. So I was on the last few points, but as I was thinking about it, there's something that I didn't write that I think is very important to learn in your 20s that I personally learned in my 20s. And then I'll come back to my last points that I had actually written. Yeah, the point that I wanted to make was that, let me catch my breath. When I come up the stairs, guys, I'm out of breath because the girl is out of shape. The girl is me. The girl is out of shape. What was I saying? Yes, very important thing that I learned in my 20s that I was like, this is a game changer for me. It's a game changer. Live below your means. What it is, live below your means. What I mean by that, okay, you know, you make a certain salary, or you know you have a certain amount of money that you can afford to spend less. Okay, so obviously what goes with it is learn to save, but even as you're saving, still live below your means. Why? Because I've always been a save for rainy days type of person. Okay, that's just where I am. But also it's just like so that later you can be comfortable. You know, sometimes people see me, they're like, oh Keisha, how are you able to travel so much? How is it First of all, obviously I have a good job that allows me like flexibility in terms of vacation or time off. That's one thing, obviously, but also it's because I live below my means. So if something comes up and I need money, it's not an issue because I live below my means, right? I save, I invest. You know, I don't spend my money basa basa. You know, I don't spend my money any type of way. I don't know how to say it in English. I don't spend my money just like that, you know. It's not to say that you're being stingy. I guess you could say you're being frugal. That's a better way to look at it. But also like I don't spend just like that, you know. So if someone needs money, it's easy for me to lend them money because I'm not like, oh, I don't have enough for myself. So yeah, I just live below your means, okay? And then I was also saying, okay, I wrote have fun, which it sounds kind of silly now that I'm reading it back. But you know, it's like, yes, life is serious, but it's not that serious, you know. You can enjoy life, you can enjoy the little pleasures of life, you can do things that make you happy, things that make you feel at peace, you know, just enjoy. And then the last thing I added, which would be, well, now that would be 22 already. Let's say have fun is kind of like, it goes without saying, so I won't really count it. But then the last one that I added, which is a bonus, and I'll explain why to me it's a bonus, I wrote travel, because I know it's not everyone that can afford it. But if you're able to travel, you know, before you settle down, before life starts lifing, before the routine of life just sets in, you can travel. You know, it helps you to discover the things that you like. As always, I always come back to that, right? It helps you to discover the things you like. You get to make new connections. You know, I've had some nice conversations with people on the plane, surprisingly, because I'm very reserved. I'm quite reserved, but I feel like I do well one-on-one. So like sometimes I talk to people in the plane, you know, you get to talk to people. I remember I met this one woman who was telling me about her son and how he had left school because he wanted to be a professional poker player, and she was so worried, but he's doing so well. And just like little things, like little connections. I don't remember her name. I'll probably never see her again. But it was such a nice conversation, you know? And that would have never happened had I not been traveling. It was in the plane. So, you know, I've gotten the chance to go to a few places in the last few years, because before then I wasn't crazy about traveling, but my sister works for an airline, so you know, we're like, okay, blah blah. So we've taken our mom on a few trips. We got to go to Paris, we went to LA, we went to Greece this year, we went to Italy this year. Where else did we go? In 2020, just before COVID, all that, we went to Hawaii. You know, there's a lot of little things that I've been able to experience through traveling. So if you can afford it, I really highly encourage it. You don't have to be traveling all the time. I travel quite a bit from Montreal to Toronto because of church. But other than that, I don't travel that much. Like, I'll probably do one international trip per year. Last year was an exception. I went to Guadeloupe and I went to Paris in the same year. But other than that, usually it's maximum one international trip per year, right? So can't go crazy either. But anyways, yeah, that was the last point. So guys, I hope you really enjoyed this video. Listen, I had such a good time. Oh my goodness, I almost forgot. Listen, that was the last step. I forgot. So I'm gonna put my gloss so you can see it. That was the last step. Okay, see? It's kind of like it's shimmery. It's a shimmery gloss, right? So I like it. I'm gonna put a bit of lip oil too, just to show y'all. And this one's tinted, but personally I don't really see the color. I don't know, you can see it. I don't want to do too much, but it's a tinted lip oil. I hope you can see it. There you go. And that's it. This is my everyday makeup, guys. This is my everyday makeup. I don't do anything crazy. Keeping it very simple, very cute, you know. Also because I'm not that great at makeup yet, but also anyways, I like a semi-natural look. But yeah, guys, that's what I wanted to share. You know, I just want to encourage you all You know, don't feel like life is over because you're 30 and you haven't reached where you want to be, because that's where I was at last year when I turned 30. Okay, this is part of the reason I wasn't even able to do this video last year, because I had so much going on in my mind. I thank God that I finally reached a place in my life where I'm happy. I feel at peace. I know that everything's gonna fall into place when it falls into place, and God has a great plan for me, you know. So I'm happy. I'm very happy. That's why you see me smiling all the time. I'm just happy. So guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. As always, make sure you subscribe, share this with someone, leave me a comment, you know, if you want to share something that you learned either in your 20s or in your 30s, whatever decade you're in, or something that you would like to say to a younger version of yourself. If you like this type of video, let me know. I did post a poll and some of you said that you liked like sit down videos. I think I had said specifically Christian content. This is not specifically Christian. Yes, I did touch on some things that relate to my walk with God, but I know some of you like the sit down videos, so let me know what did you think about this video. And as always, I will see you in the next one. Bye.